Welcome back, everybody. This week I'm pretty excited because I'm back at the Erth mini ramp. Now I've taken a bit of time off because I came a cropper at the local bowl. Managed to injure myself and I haven't been injured for quite a while. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make a video this week, but I thought reflecting on the process of coming back from an injury might be a worthwhile topic. Now the trick I was going for was the Fakie Rock in the deep end of the pool. I've become a bit obsessed with the deep end of the pool. It seems to be where it's all at. It's pretty steep and trying to get that Fakie Rock was pretty scary. However, on the first few attempts I managed to lap the board over, so that raised my confidence. And then on my first proper commit, I went up and lapped the board, but the board slipped on the coping just at the last minute. I managed to hang up and I went straight to the flat on my side. I managed to really bang my knee, bit of ribs, little bit of shoulder. It knocked the wind out of me and it gave me a bit of sort of post-traumatic stress. Now I don't usually like to leave a session without getting the trick, but on this occasion I had to leave the skate park with my tail between my legs. Now I know from previous experience it's best to try and get back on as soon as possible. Keeps everything from seizing up and also reduces the opportunity for the mind to build up that anxiety. Now I've been playing a week of shows down at the beautiful Minack Theatre. This one's built into the cliffs and this provides stunning views of both the ocean and Porthcurno Beach. Now the surf's been pretty good this week, so I've had a couple of mellow surfs and I've also been nipping out in between shows to stretch my legs at the relatively new St Just Skate Park. This has got a really nice open bowl and I've been doing 5 to 10 minute sessions just concentrating on one mission within that bowl. My first one was to try and hop over the spine and my second one was to try and do a cruisy backside 50-50 grind. Now I chose these missions just because they're things I'm really confident with and they also offered a very low risk of further injury. Anyway, enough of my yakking. I'm going to get going on this mini ramp. I'm going to set myself a few challenges and as I do that I'm going to talk you through my process of why I've chosen the challenge, and also it'll give me a chance to reflect on any little tweaks I've made to the various tricks over the past few months. For a lot of these tricks it's been quite a while since I made a video about learning them, and in the time since I learnt them for the video and now I've made loads of tweaks to try and improve the way the trick looks and feels. I'm always fascinated how the easy tricks always seem to have another level to go to. Even when they feel pretty comfortable, there's always something I feel I can do to tweak my technique to make the trick either easier and more consistent or to look a little bit more stylish. Okay, for my first mission, I'm just going to feel out the transition. Now, this mini ramp is pretty whippy, which I really like, and I'm just going to go and do a rock to fakie. Then I'm going to address that little bit of trauma by trying to do the Fakie Rock, which is a trick I came a cropper on in the bowl. Okay, that's the Fakie Rock back in the bag. When I'm doing the rock fakie and the Fakie Rock, I've tweaked them so I try and clear the wheels on the way over the coping. And then I try and rock the board definitely in the centre, preferably a little bit more towards the back wheels. And then when I come back in, I definitely want to clear those wheels on the way back over the coping. Now the coping here at St Erth is pretty proud, so it's really essential not to dribble the wheels across the top, otherwise that would probably end in carnage. Okay, next mission, I'm going to go for a bit of backside 50-50 grind. I'm going to see if I can link those together so I get a backside 50-50 grind going back to back. Okay, those 50-50 grinds are feeling pretty good. They came back quickly. I've put a lot of work in on the 50-50 grind lately, and a few little tweaks I've made is as I go into it, I try and take as much speed across the coping as I can by doing a carve late and also committing my head and shoulders forwards so I've got somewhere to bring the board up onto. I'm also trying not to break at the waist, and breaking at the waist is something that I do a lot of the time just because it feels easier to get low by breaking at the waist than getting low by bending the knees and getting those quads engaged, which is tiring and also feels a bit more committed because it doesn't give me anywhere to run out of if my knees are bent down. Next mission, I'm going to see if I can get a board slide to fakie. Now this one can go wrong, so I'm a little bit nervous, but I've got the adrenaline going now. All the blood's pumping, my knee's warm, and it seems to be bending okay, so I'm going to give it a whirl. Well, the board slide was a bit of a mission, but managed to get a couple to come back in. Now this ramp is really whippy, and I've done a board slide here before, so I knew it would work. Usually with a smaller ramp, the board slide is a bit tricky because getting the wheels to clear both on the ramp side and on the deck, there's just not a lot of room for manoeuvre, so it's a bit tricky. But this ramp is lovely and whippy, and that gives me a little bit more room for manoeuvre. On my first attempt, I came a cropper, and of course landed on all the bits that were sore. Didn't land on any bits that weren't sore. Oh, but that gave me a little bit more confidence because it wasn't too bad, and I managed to push through it and got that board slide going. So a few tweaks that I've made to the board slide. Number one, I like to go in fast as possible, and I also like to carve a little bit later than I used to, just to put a little bit more speed across the coping. And I find the faster I can travel across that coping, the more time it gives me to settle the ship, and then I can concentrate on bringing her back in. And for bringing her back in, it's just a case of really committing back into the ramp and pulling up that front knee. It's roasty toasty here, and I'm having a right sweat on. So to finish up, I'm going to see if I can just put a few things together, link a few tricks, maybe without thinking about it too much, get a few lip tricks back in the bag, and then I'll call it a day. Well, that's it for this video. That was a lot of sweaty fun. Really nice to get back on it and have a proper session. Managed to get a few things and a few missions completed, so that's boosted the confidence. Also managed to free up a few of those sore bits, and managed to land back on a few of those sore bits, so no damage done. I'm going to bank this session and take it forward, see if I can get back into the pool and complete my mission a little bit later than I expected of getting that Fakie Rock in the deep end. If you've had any experiences of injuries or recovery, then please do share those in the comments below. And also, if you're new to the channel, feel free to hit subscribe. I make new videos like this every week. As ever, my name's been John Bishop, and I'm a middle-aged guy learning how to skate.